Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's good to see everybody in the beauty of autumn. We're celebrating creation because last week we began the very first portion of the Torah about the creation of the world, and we played some creation songs. We're going to repeat them this week because this is the story of Noah. You might say the renewal of creation. There are problematic aspects, harsh aspects of the story, but we're focusing on the celebration of biodiversity, of life. In the story of Noah, the repeated theme is of every kind. There's the commandment to save every kind of species on the planet. And so last week it was Cantor Suzy who was leading us in song. We're very fortunate this week with Cantor Suzy away that Rabbi Max is able to lead us as well with the same songs. The first song in praise of creation, it's a beautiful song that Rabbi Max and I remember from our early days with the Reform movement. It's not in this prayer book, but I think you'll be able to catch on to the refrain, especially the English part, very easily.
Vayar Elohim et kol asher hasa, vehine tov meod. Vayar Elohim et kol asher hasa, vehine tov meod. There was evening, there was morning, there was evening, there was morning. Vayhi erev, vayhi erev, vayhi voker, tov meod. Vayhi erev again, there was evening. Vayhi erev, vayhi voker, tov meod, tov meod. Vayar Elohim et kol asher hasa, vehine tov meod. Vayar Elohim et kol asher hasa, vehine tov meod. There was evening, there was morning, there was evening, there was morning. Vayhi erev, vayhi voker, tov meod. Vayhi erev, vayhi voker, tov meod.
Pretty song. Actually, at every stage of creation, according to the first portion, Genesis, God says it's tov, which is good. And then after the creation of the human being, tov ma'od. Now, we don't always live up to that moniker of being tov ma'od, but at least aspirationally, it should be that we're all very, very good in the way we treat each other and bear the image of God. For the blessing of the Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
A reflection about creation by Abraham Joshua Heschel, appropriate for this Shabbat on page 9. Let's read it responsively. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Our welcome of Shabbat continues now with Lecha Dodi on page 20.
Yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nikabela, yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad L'shem ultiferet Velitila Yai Yalalai lecha dodi Yalalai likrat kala Yalalai pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nikabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Merosh mikedem Nesucha Sof Maaseh B'machshava Techila Yalalalai Lecha Dodi Yalalalai Likrat Kala Yalalalai Pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat Nikabela Hitoreri Kiva orech Kumiori Uri Shir daberi Kvod Adonai Alayich nigla Yalalai lecha dodi Yalalai likrat kala Yalalai pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nikabela.
We stand and face the entrance to the synagogue to dramatize our welcome of the Sabbath.
Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam besimcha Uv'tohola Toch emunei Am segula Boi chala Yalalai lecha dodi Yalalai likrat kala Yalalai pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nikabela
remain standing for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, on page 28. The version we sing tonight by Noah Aronson combines some English prelude and then the call to worship itself.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Am I awake? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Leolam vaed. Leolam vaed. Yalai lai lai. 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 Yalai lai lai.
Please be seated. The next prayer relates to the changing of the seasons and the changing of light. Actually, each and every day, we're very aware of that as we reach the peak fall foliage around here, probably this week and next. And depending on how the light hits the trees, the colors are changing and shimmering in different ways each and every day. And when we change the clocks next week, we'll be even more aware of the change. I didn't hear universal happiness to that reminder. But that is the subject on page 31 of the prayer. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. Together, as heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Ata Adonai Hamariv Aravim.
The next song incorporates some of the Hebrew from the next prayer on page 32, Ahavat Olam. But this song, too, is in praise of creation, and this song is in 3 languages, Hebrew, English, and a little bit of French. It's not in the prayer book, but you'll join along.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha Ahavta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha Ahavta. All the world sings to you, the world sings to you. All the world sings to you, the world sings to you. All the world sings to you, the world sings to you. All the world sings to you, the world sings to you. The song of the trees when the wind stirs their leaves. The song of the earth when rain soothes its thirst. The song of the sea when waves are set free. The song of the sky when hummingbirds fly. Tous les mondes chantent de toi, les mondes chantent de toi. Tous les mondes chantent de toi, les mondes chantent de toi. Tous les mondes chantent de toi, les mondes chantent de toi. Tous les mondes chantent de toi, les mondes chantent de toi. Ahavat olam, אהבת עולם. בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, אהבת עולם, אהבת עולם. בית ישראל, עמך אהבת.
Charming. Very nice. Let's join together in the Shema and the V'ahavta. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta
Et Adonai Elohecha
bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim haele asher anochi mitzavecha ayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam lehot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet.
The song of freedom that our ancestors sang is the Michamocha on page 40. We have so many melodies. This is a little bit quieter, more sedate melody by Hannah Teferet Siegel, but very, very pretty.
Yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai yai lai lai lai, lai lai, yai lai lai lai, lai 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 lai. Micha mocha, bailim Adonai, micha mocha. Nedar bakodesh nora
Nora,
tehilot
Tehilot,
oseh
Fele,
nora
Nora,
tehilot
Tehilot,
oseh
Fele,
malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze'eli anu ve'amru anu ve'amheru Adonai imlo leolam va'ed Adonai imlo leolam va'ed Yai lai 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 Yai, yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, yai, lai, lai, lai. ונאמר כי פרעי את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
On page 43 is what you would call a poetic interpretation of the Hashkivenu prayer. It's not a translation, but in its own right, it is very beautiful. And it's not often that composers set new music to English poetic interpretations. They usually do it for the Hebrew, but Noah Aronson, who we sang earlier, has done it for Let There Be Love.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. V'hamidenu, Shomreinu Lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Page 44, the people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We are ready for the Amidah prayer that links our faith to the faith of our ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. The story of the patriarchs and matriarchs starts next week in the Torah portion and takes us all the way through the book of Genesis, which is from now until January. We read their stories every week, but we mention them in the next prayer. The Tefillah prayer begins on page 46. We rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Vezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech oholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umido melach, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. From Psalm 8 on page 59, when we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us, we mortals that you take note of us? You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Lecha Na'eh Lehodot. The next page, page 60, the Song of Peace, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu מלך אדון לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Now at the end of the Amidah, our thoughts turn to those of our loved ones and all others in need of healing, be this a healing of body or a healing of soul. In our congregational family, we think especially of Lish Shalush. And as I come around, if you would like to name a loved one for this healing prayer, please do so.
My mom and Chad.
Schwartz, John Morocco, Barbara and Maurice Ludwig, Terry, Robin Kramer, and Shelley Solomon.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו, may the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
As we pause now for just a moment of silent reflection, afterwards we'll be singing the song, This Is Very Good. It's another flippant song, but very cute song that praises the creation, particularly of animals. But let's just on that positive and praiseworthy note, think about something in our world, in our universe, personally, that we can call Tov Ma'od, that we can be grateful for because this is very good.
God made the world, God made it full of light, the sun to shine by day, the moon and stars by night. God made it full of life, lilies, oaks, and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks, and apes. And God took clay from earth's four corners to give it the breath of life. And God said, "This is very good, this is very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. Man, woman, and child resemble God. Like God we love, like God we think, like God we care. This is very good. This is very, very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. Man, woman, and child resemble God."
Something that was very good, Tov Ma'od, occurred last week. And I'm speaking about Congregation Adas Emuno's first ever blessing of the animals. It was a beautiful, unseasonably warm day right here out on the patio. And it was mostly dogs that were the guest of honor. But there was such a nice spirit, such a good turnout of our young families and others. And the animals were very well behaved. They received treats, and so did the humans. And I handed out gratis copies to the youngest children of my book, Adam's Animals, one of my children's books. And a bunch of people asked, how did you come to write that? I had to answer, as they say, on one foot. But then I realized that I had written a piece about that back in 2017 when the book came out as part of the publicity campaign. And the next year, the book was selected by the PJ Library for distribution throughout North America. That's like the holy grail of Jewish book children publishing because of the huge quantities of books that they send out to children. And so I had written this piece, which I dug out and updated, and wanted to share that in honor of Parashat Noach and of the biodiversity that the first Torah portion and the second Torah portion celebrate. So it begins, "I'm an animal lover and a nature lover. I grew up wishing I could be Dr. Dolittle." Remember Dr. Dolittle? who would walk with the animals and talk to the animals. I wish that I could do the same thing. I grew up thinking I might become a veterinarian and instead became a vegetarian. I went to college intending to study neurobiology, but became a rabbi instead. That's a long story. While in college, I was backpacking with some friends in the Great Smokies when I came face to face for the first time in the middle of the night with a black bear. These days, it has happened a half a dozen times at our lake house. After my wife Debbie and I married, we added 3 children and a dog and a cat, an aquarium and a koi pond, and that's not counting other assorted pets that did not last very long. Once we were all hiking together near Lake George when Omri, our beautiful golden retriever, may have saved our son Nadav's life by spotting a timber rattlesnake ready to strike in the middle of our path and warning us with his bark. Another time, an indigo bunting, one of the most beautiful songbirds you will ever see, crashed into our window. Our daughter Talia insisted that we say Kaddish for the bird when we buried it in the backyard. We still love to hike and travel and look for birds and beasts. In the summer of 2016, we fulfilled a lifelong dream to go on a safari in Africa. Amazingly, in the course of one awesome morning in Kruger National Park in South Africa, we saw all the big 5 in one morning: elephant, rhino, buffalo, lion, and last but not least, because it is so stealthy and elusive, a leopard. And it was Debbie, not our guide, who spotted the leopard. Not to be left out, we also saw giraffe, zebra, cheetah, kudu, antelope, gazelle, wildebeest, and warthog, all on the same day. And that does not include the fabulous birds of southern Africa, my favorites being the lilac-breasted roller, the southern yellow-billed hornbill, and the purple-crested turaco. Southern Africa for biodiversity is just astounding. But at the start of 2019, we had the good fortune to visit another wildlife wonder of the world, the Galapagos Islands. The islands teemed with life everywhere, land, air, and sea. The blue-footed boobies were the funniest creatures. The most awesome, the giant Galapagos tortoises on land that can live up to 200 years, but were nearly wiped out. And the giant leatherback turtles that swam so peacefully inches from us in the sea. In the summer of that same year, we had the unforgettable experience of trekking in Uganda. I had gone to Uganda to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Jewish community in the hills of Uganda, the Abu Yabaya tribe, at their centennial celebration. And then Debbie joined me as we traversed Uganda and a special trek to see the highly endangered mountain gorilla. At the same time, at that time, there were less than 1,000 remaining of these magnificent creatures in one tiny corner of the world where Uganda borders with Rwanda and the Congo. I'm happy to report that with intense conservation efforts, their numbers have now grown over 1,000. 1,060 to be exact, but still think about how few and how highly endangered the magnificent mountain gorilla is. I wanted to give you some fun facts about this because it's an experience I'll never forget. These mountain gorillas are completely wild, but there are certain families that have been habituated to a human presence. You are allowed to trek there and spend 1 hour. 1 hour sitting quietly. You don't move. They move around you. You sit. You go with the guide. The trekking is very challenging. It's through a deep jungle brush. But they scout where the gorillas are. The families in a group of 10 move around all the time. And then for 1 hour, you experience something which is amazing. This is in Bwindi National Park in the corner of Uganda that I mentioned. Mountain gorillas, these are some of the fun facts, they share 98% of our DNA. And when you look at their faces and you see their human-like expressions, well, don't take it from me. And I'm sorry that people at home won't get to see this. You can make a special appointment if you like. Just taken with a cell phone, you will see the family that we visited, including a 450-pound male silverback, the dominant silverback male, other mothers, babies, and teenagers, complete families. Mountain gorillas only survive in the wild. If you've ever seen a gorilla in a zoo, that would be the eastern lowland gorilla. Mountain gorillas, for whatever reason, cannot survive in captivity. They're so massive, and they actually spend almost all their waking hours eating because they are primarily vegetarian and eat leaves. But do you know that the gorillas sleep in nests in the tree? Think about the branches that they have to construct to make a nest to hold them. Biologists have identified 16 different calls that they use to communicate. As I said, they live in families of approximately 10 gorillas each. They live approximately 40 years. And they go through a life cycle somewhat similar, just in a compressed time, to human beings. From 0 to 3, that's considered the baby and toddler stage for gorillas. From 4 to 8 is their adolescence. From 8 to 12 is their maturity. The males are called blackbacks at that time. And then from age 12 on, as their hair on their back turns silver, they are called silverbacks. It has been a tremendous effort to save the magnificent mountain gorilla from extinction, but the good news is that their numbers are slowly but surely increasing. Maybe someday they'll be able to be taken off the endangered list. The story of Noah is a devastating story on the one hand, but it's about the survival of every species on the other hand. And in these days, when environmental conservation seems to be under attack from many quarters, let us hope that we can continue to celebrate the biodiversity of this planet and save as many endangered species as we can from extinction. Shabbat Shalom. As we open the ark for the Emuno prayer, page 282, the bottom, please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon HaKol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אינו אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו כך כתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשב אותה אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אינו ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
On this Shabbat, we now call to mind in love and reverence those recently taken from our midst during the Shoshim, the past 30 days, Hilda Salworth, mother of Kim Merlino. And on this Shabbat, in love and reverence, the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the passing of Miria Rosenzweig, mother of Betty Rosenzweig, Victor Roberg, father of Kurt Roberg, Harold Goodstein, father of Mark Goodstein. For all those close to our hearts, for all those for whom there may be no one to say Kaddish, we join in the Kaddish prayer, page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chaye chon u'vyomei chon, U'b'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mivarach le'olam u'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'halal shmei dekudesha b'richu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Marshall.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi, for sharing all the background and experience that went into your children's book. I don't think all children's books have quite that amount of background, but thank you. And thank you, Max, for beautiful service, Tov Mode. And thank you, Dylan, for streaming tonight's service. We have Torah study tomorrow at 10 a.m. and religious school on Sunday at 9 o'clock. I just want to send out, I mentioned last week that there's a cooking event for a walk-in dinner at the shelter at Hackensack, and we still need cooks to help prepare food for that. That is going to be on Sunday, November 9th, and we have the food prepared for between 3 and 3:15, so we really need people to help out. We would like to have a lot more response, so anyone who's interested, please reach out to Annette. and she'll give you all the information to get that going. And that's it, and thank you to Betty Rosenzweig and Peter Hayes for sponsoring tonight's ONA. Shabbat Shalom.
Let's end our service the way we began it, with a beautiful song.
There was evening, there was morning, there was evening, there was morning. Vayhi erev, vayhi boker, tov me'od. Vayhi erev, vayhi boker, tov me'od. Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa, והנה טוב מאוד. וירא אלוהים את כל אשר עשה, והנה טוב מאוד. There was evening, there was morning, there was evening, there was morning. Vayhi erev, vayhi boker, tov me'od. Vayhi erev, vayhi boker, tov me'od.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.